Hello again. This is Pastor Deborah, and this is the final blog of Healing the Dreams of a Broken. The other two blogs are entitled 1. Follow the Yellow Brick Road, and 2. The Three Companions. These have been written and created for Rachel Grant, a life coach, at the following link, and will be placed on her website's blog from Pastor Deborah as a guest blog. Rachel's blog posting is entitled RachelGrantCoaching.com. Return to your genuine self blog post. Rachel also has a wonderful group support for adult survivors of abuse at Adult Survivors of Child Abuse Virtual Support Group Meeting, 4th Monday each month via phone. Donations accept. No one is turned away for lack of funds. ASCA is an innovative and effective support program designed specifically for adult survivors of physical, sexual, and/or emotional child abuse or neglect, bringing them together with a nurturing and supportive community. Rachel also has a podcast, Beyond Surviving. Pastor Deborah is honored to have the privilege of being a guest blogger for Rachel in the area of healing the dreams of a broken heart, the journey home. So far in these two blog posts, we have spiritually followed Dorothy and her dog Toto into the dark dreams of her broken heart, deep into the strange land of Oz. We learned that Dorothy's broken, fearful, and angry heart took all her deep emotions and feelings and memories into her dark dreams of her heart. The dark dreams came from a trauma during a tornado, a whirlwind of destruction. We spiritually landed with Dorothy and Toto in the strange land of her dark dreams, a land called Oz. Oz. A land of strange colors, strange people, bad witches, good witches, a yellow brick road, 3 very strange companions, an emerald city to find, and a way to healing and restoration out of the land of Oz from the dark dreams of her broken heart and the ruby slippers. How was Dorothy and Toto going to get home? She knew she couldn't go back the same in a whirlwind, a tornado. So Dorothy's heart had hope. She now had 3 companions for the journey to help her through the days of fear, uncertainty, and her homesickness. Dorothy's heart had fallen into deep darkness and had brought all her fears, worries, anger, torments, rejection with her into her dark dreams of the trauma. Dorothy's small light of agape love was blown out by the wind of the trauma and the event of the world, the tornado. Her wisdom and hope had sunk down into the darkness, as well as her courage and her love for others had turned into something ugly and green and was being manifested in her dreamland of Oz, in the personality and color of the evil witch. Dorothy's small candle had been blown out by the darkness and the winds of trauma and would need to be lit again. So Agape Love provided Dorothy's heart with 3 companions to help her on her journey home, back to Kansas, back to her life in the other world, one not of her dark dreams of her heart. So Dorothy was told, go to the great emerald city of Oz and find the great wizard of Oz. Maybe he could help her to get back Kansas. So from the gentle voice of Glinda, good witch, came the counsel and guidance. Follow the yellow brick road. Don't take the ruby slippers off. They must be very powerful. So off Dorothy went, wearing the ruby slippers, to the city of the Wizard of Oz. Now to pick up Dorothy's story, how her broken heart found its way home, out of the dark dreams of the land of Oz. Yes, Dorothy and her 3 companions, after many attacks by the evil witch, even through the field of poppy, made it to the city Wizard Oz. Who was this Wizard of Oz? Glinda the good witch spoke about. Could he help her to get back home, back to Kansas, for there was no place like home for Dorothy but home. So Dorothy and the 3 companions took off to find Emerald City. And when they arrived, cleaned themselves up, made themselves ready to go and meet the great and power of Oz. And came the instructions to find the road home. Go, bring back the broomstick of the wicked witch. What? Bring back the broomstick, the wicked witch? How? Where was she? How could this get Dorothy back to Kansas? Go into the dark forest, find her high place, and bring her broomstick. So into the dark forest, Dorothy, Toto, and the 3 companions went. Then came the flying monkeys of the evil witch, and they kidnapped Dorothy and Toto, took them off to the witch's high castle, and left the 3 companions in the dark forest. Now the companions had to become all that was always hidden in them: wisdom, agape love, and courage. Dorothy needed the help of these companions to get free of the evil witch and get home to Kansas. The eternal fight within Dorothy's broken heart, fearful and wounded heart, had come. Was Dorothy's heart ready? Were the companions? Was her desire to be healed and to return home strong enough to fight? Dorothy had been kidnapped, captured, and taken to the evil witch's tower, and locked in a room with an hourglass, and the sand was running out. A death sentence was pronounced, and time was running out. The 3 companions arose up into their true and hidden gifts that they were and always had been: wisdom, agape love, and courage. Dorothy's freedom was on the way, and her heart needed to find that hope of freedom for itself. Dorothy's heart had to believe that she could be found and freed, even locked behind a powerfully strong door in the witch's tower. Dorothy's heart had to arise in hope, wisdom, agape love for freedom, healing, courage, and to fight, to be free of its imprisonment. Dorothy's broken heart was trapped, surrounded by the witch's army, and feeling overwhelmed, outnumbered, fearful, and with no way out. But the 3 companions were there, for they were to be with Dorothy's broken heart no matter what, to the end, lending to Dorothy's broken and wounded heart all their gifts for which they were purposed, to help Dorothy in her dark dreams, her broken heart, and the fear of death, as they were the unseen gifts of agape love from Dorothy's hidden heart. These companions were there for Dorothy's broken heart, for their duty and gifts were to help Dorothy, no matter what the conditions were surrounding the heart and the nearness of death that was present. So when the 3 companions rose up and became what they always were: wisdom, agape love, courage, a way of escape, freedom with the help of these gifts, these companions of agape love was found. But then the chase was on. The evil witch wanted to kill Dorothy and get back the ruby slippers. The wicked witch hated Dorothy, was a dark manifestation of the fear of the evil and hateful lady Kansas named Miss Gulch, who wanted to take the dog Toto away. Dorothy's heart took this great evil person into the dark dreams of her broken and wounded heart, into the land of Oz with her when the trauma came in the form of a mighty whirlwind, a tornado. Now in the darkness of the witch's tower stood Dorothy and Toto, the 3 companions, and the evil witch's army of wicked creatures, the evil wicked witch herself, and the powerful ruby slippers. Why did the wicked evil witch want the ruby slippers so bad? They had been on her sister's feet when Dorothy's house fell on her in Oz and killed her, and Glinda, the good witch, transferred the ruby slippers to Dorothy's feet and told Dorothy not to take them off, for they must be very powerful, as was seen when a light of power came out and shocked the wicked. What made the ruby slippers so powerful and desired by the wicked evil? Were they her property, or were they stolen from the right owner? What power did the ruby slippers possess? Now in the darkness of the witch's tower, the power of the ruby slippers began to manifest. Agape love rose up and began its hidden power. It was hidden in the broken and wounded heart of Dorothy. Now came forth out of the darkness 3 companions: wisdom, agape love, courage. Dorothy was now face to face enemy, her wounded and broken heart. The manifestation of fear and loss, evil, wicked witch. and the enemy of Dorothy's heart can't speak, for it was right in front of her. The words began, "Death near, what would Dorothy's heart do?" No Wizard of Oz, no Glinda the good and powerful witch, just Dorothy and her heart's 3 companions. Now came the attack, but because Dorothy was protected by the power of the ruby slippers, the witch could not attack Dorothy directly, so she attacked the companion of wisdom and set him on fire on his arm. In Dorothy's broken and wounded heart, agape love for another who was helpless and in danger of dying, Dorothy's heart found the hidden courage was always there and supplied by the companion of a lion, found a bucket of water and threw it on the arm of the scarecrow, put the fires out. But without knowing it, water hit the enemy, Dorothy's heart. The fires of hate manifested in and through the wicked witch in the dark dreams, Dorothy's heart. Through the agape love for another, one of the broken and wounded heart's companions that had stood with it, walked with it in the long and dark dreams of the broken heart. Dorothy's broken heart found its lost courage in agape love for not only itself, but for another. The water of life, a water that looked just ordinary, a water that had hidden in it the power and ability to melt a witch like lemon drops. Just as Dorothy had sung about and desired to happen in her heart, the water was filled with life, and agape love also was splashed on the wicked witch, and immediately she began to melt like a lemon drop. The 3 companions and the power of the ruby slippers helped Dorothy's broken and wounded dreams of her heart to defeat the powerful enemy of Dorothy, the evil wicked witch. Dorothy saw before her eyes her troubles melting like lemon drops, dissolving into nothing, fading away into nothing, melting, I'm melting. Powerful enemy of Dorothy's broken heart, the manifestation of the fear of death and its hate of life and love was being vanquished right before her eyes, even in her dreams of darkness in the land of Oz. The power of agape love through the water of life with the help of the 3 companions and the power of the ruby slippers vanquished the fear of death, the wicked witch in Dorothy's heart. Healing was taking place deep on the inside of Dorothy's broken and wounded heart, even in the dark dreams of the heart. Now Dorothy asked for the broomstick of the witch, as the great wizard had sent her to do, and it was given. Now back to the great city of Oz, and to return home to Kansas, back to the throne of the great wizard of Oz. But Dorothy's heart and her 3 companions discovered that the great wizard of Oz was just an old man who came himself to Oz in a strange way, on a balloon. When the heart discovers that the wisdom and guidance of another human who had also been lost in this dark place, a land called Oz, who had some solutions to helping Dorothy come out of her dark dreams of her wounded heart. But Dorothy's heart was to find out that this so-called Wizard of Oz, this man, was also lost himself from another realm and did not have the power to get Dorothy's heart out of its dark dreams. And the way home by a balloon was not to be, or by the way of a man would provide the power to go home. But when a heart finally learns a deep truth, that man and his ways did not have the power to heal the dark dreams of a broken heart, then the way of agape love could be seen and applied. Now came the deep healing of the dreams of a broken heart by the power of hope, the power of agape love, the power of the ruby slippers. The power of the dark dreams of a broken heart could be destroyed. Healing came, and agape love in its power, through Dorothy's own words of desire, of there's no place like home. Goodbyes were said, tears were cried. The desires of Dorothy's heart to be healed could be fully realized. Only when one's heart can say goodbye to those in the dark dreams could healing come. Tears would flow. A heart would be sad to leave friends that were discovered, that were really a part of one's own heart. Now out of the realm of agape love, out of hope, out of healing, came the wise counsel of Glenda. Words of hope came, words spoken to the broken heart. Yes, you can go home. You have always had the power to go home, the power to be healed, the power to come out of the land of Oz, the power to be restored. Yes, Dorothy, you have always had the power to go home. Now through Glenda, the manifestation of agape love's wisdom, Dorothy's broken heart was learning that she had the power to help herself. But her heart had to learn this, but it had been hidden from her. Dorothy had to learn that her heart's desires and its thoughts were the power of healing, and then combined with another power called agape love, hidden in a pair of ruby slippers, would be the way home. Dorothy learned that when one desires to run away and fly over the rainbow, to escape problems of fear, loneliness, rejection, unbelief, that one can experience a strange land that sometimes will hold the heart and mind captive until it is ready to return from over the rainbow and fly back to the world where she had left from. Now came the power of agape love through the ruby slippers, the power of healing and restoration. Glenda told Dorothy the power was there whenever she was ready. Dorothy had learned that when she desired to find another place of peace, she should not look any farther than her own backyard, for she never really left it in the first place. That was right, Glenda told Dorothy. Now came the goodbyes and the tears. Saying goodbye to the three companions of Oz was hard and sad for the broken heart to say goodbye to her friends and helpers in Oz. But Dorothy's heart was ready to go home, to come out of the dark dreams of her broken heart. Now Dorothy was ready to go home, for she had to discover that there is no place like home. Now came the instructions by Agape Love. Click your heels together 3 times and say, there is no place like home. There is no place like home. There is no place like home. Now the power of healing by Agape Love that was always in the ruby slippers went to work. Healing began. The darkness was lifted. The heart came out of its dreams. Power of the ruby slippers had to wait until the heart's desire was ready and willing to leave the darkness and return home, back to where it was always to be, a land of the living, not in the land over the rainbow, a land of refuge and safety for the broken heart. But when the heart was ready, power of agape love would do what it had been created for, was always there, healing the dark dreams of a broken heart. The power of agape love in the ruby slippers was always there, silently waiting, waiting and waiting to bring about its power and blessing of healing. Agape love, the ruby slippers, able to take and bring the dark dreams of a broken heart and bring the precious heart out of the land of Oz and back to its land called home. Back home, restored, healed, and alive, and awake again. A willing heart and the power of agape love together healed the dark dreams of a broken heart that together had melted the troubles of the broken heart like lemon drops. The dark dreams of a broken heart that created a land for it to fly to. A land over the rainbow, above the chimney tops. A land where the bluebirds fly. A land where troubles melt like lemon drops. Now came the swirling, the healing, the broken heart. Light came into the dark dreams of the broken heart. And then the dark dreams were ended. Gone, vanquished. The heart and its mind awakens. Home, back with those who love it so very much. Yet faint memories were there of the 3 companions. But the object of the fear and brokenness was gone, melted as a lemon drop. The heart was free, healed of this deep fear and anger from the dreams of flying over the rainbow, to the yellow brick road, to the dark forest, to the emerald city, to the Wizard of Oz, to the great tower of the Wicked Witch, the sad goodbyes to the hidden three companions. And the ruby slippers had disappeared back into the realm with the hidden treasure of Agape Love and Glinda, Good Witch. The dark dreams of Dorothy's broken and wounded heart were healed. The heart was awakened out of the land of Oz. It had learned there is no place like home. Love, Pastor Deborah.